Here's a question from a reader that I think might have been aimed at Chief Connie, but I would be interested to hear Mayor Bowser's thoughts on it as well. It's from Ariadna Alvarado, who asks, why don't you resume the old tradition of community foot patrols, especially in sensitive and busy areas? It does help to reduce and prevent violence and can certainly improve partnership, build trust, and enhance community engagement while facilitating relationship building between police officers and members of the community. You remember the days when the police walked the beat, Mayor Bowser?
That's today. Police walk the beat. So this is for Chief Conti, because if when I hear neighbors say that as if it's from a bygone era, I am concerned. And I know the chief will be concerned because police should be walking the beats. And I've heard it enough to know that we have work to do. That we want our residents to know their officers and know their lieutenants. They're responsible for public safety in that area. We've invested in bikes. I think we even invested in electric bikes so that we're getting more. And my expectation is that the new hiring that we're doing, those will be officers that will go on bikes and on foot before they go in cars. And so that's hugely important. We don't want our residents to only see the police when there's a problem, because that neighbor is not going to call if there is a real problem and they can help with with a witness statement to help us keep a neighborhood safe or hold someone accountable. So I agree with your caller, and we're going to continue to identify ways to make sure that the officers are meeting our expectation of being on the street and talking to people.
Yeah, if I could just add to that, it's just one of the reasons why we started our community-focused patrol that I mentioned earlier, and we'll continue to expand that as new recruits come out of the academy. You know, and as the mayor mentioned, I mean, that's very important. It's very important to me that we have that level of engagement. One of the things that we've done in the interim is really kind of focused our efforts to do more hotspot policing as opposed to fixed areas. And the difference there is, so as an officer who's assigned to a cruiser, for example, whatever street, you know, if this beat is part of the area and there's a problem area, you know, they will now park the cars in the community in a block every hour, get out, walk that area for about 15 minutes back to the car, because the other piece that we're trying to balance with the shrinking workforce is the response to calls for service. And as the mayor talked about this at the very top, we're still responding to over 600,000 calls a year for service. So, you know, we still got to get to those calls, but we still have to be present in the community, and you got to have the people to do that. So as we continue to hire people, my intention is to expand the community focused patrol unit to make sure that not just the patrol officers who are assigned to the districts out there, but we have a force of officers that are mobile, engaged, and those officers on mountain bike, as the mayor mentioned, without e-bikes as those come in, they still have the capacity to be able to respond and be engaged in the community on foot, on bike, and I think that is important. So thank that viewer for that question. That was an excellent one. Thank you.